Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. There we go. Already we're live, and as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on SDL. Actually, today I'm going to be working with Unreal Engine 5 using C++, and my topic is mesh. Guys, I did not know how to phrase this. I usually practice before streaming on how do I phrase what I'm going to be streaming on. That said, let's go to my gameplay screen. There we go. And guys, I do have a new chat here because I'm not that lazy. Actually, I was like pretty lazy. I just created this chat like, I don't know, like 10 minutes ago. That said, let me say something like, let's say I'm live exclamation. And guys, I did work yesterday on learning Blender, and maybe I watched my previous video as well where I actually taught myself how to like actually use Blender. That did maybe help me a bit, but then I made a mesh or a FBX file in Blender that I'm going to be loading in the Unreal Engine today and trying to like automate / manipulate that vector. Actually, the mesh. There we go. Let's see. Why is it lagging a bit? There we go. Okay, let me check if everything's going good here. Okay, perfect. Listen up, people. Everyone watching right now, this is what real learning looks like. He's not highlight reel. He's not a perfect tutorial, but a human sitting down and saying, I don't fully know this yet, so I'm going to conquer it. Today, we're stepping into Unreal Engine 5, not as tourists, but as button pressers, but as programmers. Not as button pressers, but as programmers. C++ is still our weapon. The engine is just a tool, a very loud, very powerful one. You made a mesh in Blender, you loaded it into Unreal, and we answered the real question. Honestly, I did not load it just yet because I did create a new project. That said, what is a mesh? Why does it just sit there like a rock? How do we move it, rotate it, scale it with code, not magic nodes? This is where game stops being pretty and starts being real. Take a breath, strengthen your back. We're doing this properly step by step, and by the end of the stream you will understand what you're looking at in the editor instead of just staring at it. That's it, guys. I'm not warmed up here. That's the reason I can't breathe properly. Okay, now tell me, is your mesh already in the level, or is it just sitting in the content browser waiting for a purpose? And guys, content browser is same as what we call the content drawer. That said, this is my Unreal. If I were to run the code right now, nothing is gonna happen. But I realized something. It's like if I like run the code, can I move around? There we go. Okay, if I like run the code and then I go ahead and exit the code, now I don't have to like see a stale screen, guys. I can move above my map type stuff. Is this how we do it? Hold up, guys. There we go. And now I go down. There we go. Maybe I want to go a bit higher. There we go. Okay, and guys, I might later on like whatchamacallit, get a CPU or like a GPU later, but for the time being, I think I should like work with this up, even though it is like a bit laggy. That said, now once I'm done with this, the way I actually load a mesh inside my Unreal Engine is I'm assuming I go to content, and then once I'm done going to content, maybe let me go ahead and get my FBX file here. I'm gonna go ahead and drag it and drop it here. Okay, and then let's just import. Alright guys, I did make this FBX file of my boss mesh, because if you guys did like watch my old videos, you guys do know like I do have my boss PNGs and all that stuff. Okay, this is technically the devil PNG. I don't know why is the name still kept as boss. Okay, because I thought this was going to be like a level boss. That's it. I have a boss mesh. I have a boss here. I think I'm going to be adding this to my game here. There we go. And that's how we load a PNG. Let's try getting closer to it. Hold on, guys. There we go. Is this how we get closer? Alright, guys. It's not as perfect as I expected it to be, but then I feel... Oh, wait. There we go. It's kind of hard to control Unreal. There we go. Let me go a bit higher and then move to the left. There, so this is my PNG here. Now, if I were to double click this, okay, how do I open the code? How do I get the code up here for my mesh? Maybe I go to my content drawer, double click that. Oh, this opens its colors and all that stuff. Maybe let's go ahead and exit this. Alright, now if I were to right click here, browse to assets. How do I actually now add this in my code? Okay, let me actually get sensei/ChatGPT up here real quick. Let me say something like, let's say I see my mesh in my Unreal Engine, but I can't see the .cpp, .c++. Let's go with something like C++. And the .header files on my VS in my Visual Studio. Okay, let's see how to do that. I did that yesterday, but today it's somehow not working. Stop, don't panic. This is normal, and I'm not letting you spoil. Listen carefully. This is an Unreal Engine reality check. What you're seeing right now is the most common confusion point For C++ users entering Unreal, here's the real truth. Unreal has two worlds, assets and codes. Assets is mesh, texture, materials. Code is H and C++. Your mesh lives in content browser. Your C++ file lives in source code. Okay, in source folder. They're not the same thing. Unreal keeps them separate on purpose. Now, why don't you see C++ in Visual Studio? Most likely, reason 90% of the time you created a blank project without C++ enabled, or you open source from Epic Launcher, not from Visual Studio. Okay, go to tools, okay, top menu tools, look for open C/C++, new class. There we go, I forgot to do this part. Okay, so I go to tools and then I go to create new class, C/C++. I might go with something like an actor class. Wait, should I go with actor or character class? Hold up, guys. Let me say something like, okay, your project is currently blueprint only. I see. Okay, and then tools, new class, pick actor, name it something like test actor. Okay, and then only then you'll see, oh, I see. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and create an actor class. I'm going to call this something like a boss PNG. So I'm going to go with something like boss actor. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a class, adding code to project. There we go, that works. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and wait for it to add it to the project. I'm assuming, is this how we actually do this stuff? Like, does it take this long for you guys as well? There we go. So I got my Unreal live coding up here. Let me go ahead and just shrink it here so it's like visible on the screen. There we go. Okay, it says patch creation successful. Now I can actually see, let's reload all. I can actually see my base, my boss actor.c++ and my boss actor.header files. Although I get red underlines here. Could it be because okay, why do I have red underlines here? Let's see, cannot open source file game framework / actor.h. Why can't I open, oh wait, never mind. Guys, does it just like do that to you guys as well? Because last stream also it was showing me like red underlines for a long time, and by the end of the stream the red underlines were just gone. Okay, that said, this is like pretty much it. Now I want to go ahead and like automate my, or like move my player using key controls, or move my mesh using key controls. Let me say something like, let's say this code is from my is it boss actor.c++? It's from boss actor.cpp file. Let's go with shift enter. Speak slower, please. Honestly, I could like speak slower. By slower, do you mean like, oh, honestly, I should actually speak slower because I feel like many of you guys did tell me that I speak like really, really loud, guys. That's it. Let's go with Control A, Control C. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, and then let's go. I have two Visual Studios open. Oh, one is my live coding. Let's go ahead and exit that. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get some /ChatGPT back here. Let's say something like, and this code is from my, let's say something like, what was my class called? From my boss actor.h. Let's go with something like from my boss actor.header files. Let's go with shift enter and paste this code here. Okay, now what would I have to do if I wanted to move my mesh? Would you recommend me to move it using keys first, or just automate it first? Okay, let's see. Would I have to move it first or just automate it first? Good, this is clean, correct actor, no red flags. Now we turn it from a statue into a thing that obeys code. First, answer your question directly. I recommend you to automate first 100%. Why? Because if you can't move a mesh without input, you can actually understand how Unreal things move. Input is a layer on top. Move is the foundation. Movement is the foundation. We build foundations, not sandcastles. Step 1, understand what's missing. The key right now, actor boss exists. It ticks, okay, but it has no mesh component. An actor by itself is invisible, so you cannot move what does not exist in the scene. So first we give it a body. Step 2, add a mesh component. This is non-negotiable. Open boss actor.h. Add this inside the class under protected. Okay, so I gotta add a property visible anywhere. I haven't like heard of this function. I mean, because probably these are like Unreal functions. And then a use static mesh component with an asterisk to my meshes local variable representing my, I'm assuming that's a structure here. Why U property tells Unreal this thing matters, visible anywhere, lets you see it in the editor. U static mesh component is how mesh exists in the world. Step 3, create the mesh in the constructor, open boss actor.c++, modify your constructor. A boss actor, okay, so I gotta create the mesh in the constructor, open boss actor.c++. I gotta modify this part, so my a boss actor and a boss actor. Is that technically creating a constructor? Okay, primary actor takes B can ever take equals to true. Is that a function name or something? Actually, it doesn't look like a function. And then I use my meshes local variable that I created in my header files. Yo, hiding Dihan, I appreciate you joining the stream. Then I'm gonna set my mesh to be equal to create default sub object, okay, and then I go with use static mesh component, which has a Texas parameter that says something like boss mesh. And then I create a root component. I set my root component equal to mesh. I have not heard of these things, guys. Okay, this does three things. Creates a mesh component, makes it the root, very important, allows movement, rotation, scaling. Now compile, go back to Unreal. Okay, I do know how to compile type stuff. Step 4, automate the write first, move. Now we move it without keys. Okay. Why are you gay? Honestly, guys, I'm actually straight. I'm also making a game in Unreal that actually sounds really cool. Guys, I feel like I'm starting to understand what Unreal actually means, but I just gotta like learn these functions up. Okay, so for the first thing, I might actually just copy these functions to check if it actually works type stuff. Let's copy the U property visible anywhere and use static mesh component under my protected data member in my header files for my boss actors. So under my protected data member, I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here. So I have a U property that says visible anywhere and U static mesh component that is going to be represented by mesh's local variable representing it. Your boss isn't seen already has the mesh component. Yo, is this for making a mesh? You already have a mesh, no need to attach the script to it. Honestly, I did like spend a lot of time trying to create this mesh using Blender after I was done with the stream yesterday. So I'm going to try using this stream because guys, I'm really afraid of copyright type stuff. That's an Unreal C++ complication, slow as frick. Honestly, is it? Okay, that's it. Now, once I'm done with this, let's get some say/ChatGPT back here. Your boss scene already has the mesh component. Does it actually? Okay, I might actually try that as well. Modify your constructor now. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this part. Let's see if this works. You're the first person doing a game development live instead of playing a game. Instead of playing a game, guys, that actually makes sense because I feel like I enjoy making games a bit more than I enjoy playing them. That's it. Let's see. So where's my constructor? I'm assuming this is my constructor. Here's my primary actor take.beacon take. Let's paste this here. I create a mesh and then a root component. I don't know what the root component does. I might actually have to ask that stuff. But before that, are you Indian? Honestly, I haven't like been to India yet, but I'm really excited to visit India. Okay, I might actually stream myself there. That said, this is slow.take. Now, before I actually go ahead and automate stuff, I want to see if my mesh is visible when I run my game. If I were to go ahead and hit Control S to save the code. Now, I'm gonna hit Control Alt F11 here. Okay, this is gonna patch my file. Is it called like patching a file? I'm pretty sure it's called patch files. It says build failed. Why does it say build failed now? Let's see, did I go ahead and save both codes? I did not save my header file. Let's go ahead and hit Control S here. Now if I did Control Alt F11, this should say, let's say patch file successful. Okay. Guys, there we go. Okay, there we go. Successfully linked patch file. Now let's exit this. If I were to go ahead and run the code, let's see what happens. Let me turn it around. Okay, well, there is my mesh. And guys, I'm going to be like, working on getting a CPU soon. But for the time being, I think this laggy thing should like work a bit for the time being. Okay, so this is my mesh component that is eventually going to move. Now, if I were to hit escape to exit and then let's say open to, let's see. Okay, the code ChatGPT gave is to create a mesh. You won't need it as you already have a mesh. Honestly, I did like say since ChatGPT that I have a mesh, but then I couldn't get my base actor.c++ and my base actors as header files because I just like wrote it like a raw mesh inside, if that makes any sense. Okay, you're great. You started with Unreal. Let's go, guys. Honestly, I already feel Unreal is like really fun. Okay, now next up, automate the right movement key first. The right first. Now we move it without keys. Inside take C++ void a boss actor take floating point delta time super tick time. Okay, so inside take, let's go ahead and copy that part. Okay, I gotta go ahead and add this inside my tick. I'm assuming my tick is in boss actor. There we go. Let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, inside tick it does not work. Oh, okay, I think I see. Maybe I don't add the whole thing, I just add this part. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that part. There's super tick. Let's copy that. Go with Control Z. Let's go ahead and delete that. Paste this here. There we go. You didn't even add the actor to the scene. This is the mesh that you added is showing. Oh, you should attach the actor to the mesh you added to the scene. I see. Wait, let me actually try that in that case. Let's hit Control S for the time being though. Okay, wait, what does this say? It's like new location. So new location. Okay, so this changes the location every time I click a button, but what button should I click? Now, if I hit something like, let's go ahead and touch it real quick. There we go. Okay, let's hit Control Alt F11. Do we always gotta click this thing? Okay, is your scene settings on scalable? It will automatically make Unreal usable for your PC? Honestly, I think it is. Is your scene setting on scalable? How do we check that though? Because I might have to fact check myself because this is like a new project. Now, if I were to run the code, let's see what happens. So let's turn all the way back. That is the stuff that I loaded previously. If I were to move around, it does not move my mesh around. Okay, I think I see. Maybe let's go ahead and delete this part. I might go ahead and delete that. I'm pretty sure we hit like backspace to delete. There we go. Now, if I did Control Alt F11 again. Okay, let's patch my file. Is it always important to like hit Control Alt F11? Now if I run the code, I cannot see it. I think this is what Nobro Studio meant. I cannot see anything because I did not add it to my actual game. How do I actually add it to my Unreal? Let's see. Okay, let's get sensei/chatgpt up here. Let me say something like, let's say I see ... although I don't see my mesh on my window, I deleted the one I added because I see that, but I can't move that mesh. Okay, let's see. Do I need to give like a file path or something? Okay, stop right there. I'm going to reset your mental model first. The core confusion. This is like you deleted the wrong thing. There are two different meshes in Unreal, and mixing them mixing them up causes exactly what you're seeing. Type 1 raw mesh static mesh asset lives in content browser, cannot move by itself, has no code, just data. Okay. Type 2 add a mesh inside actor, lives in the level, controlled by C++, move, rotate, scales. This is what we want. Okay, and add this. That code is for making a simple mesh. You can just add the mesh you made as a child. I made as a child. Honestly, I made a mesh yesterday. That's it. You delete the actor level and expect the raw mesh to move. Fix it by stepping this. Okay, step 1, place the actor, not the mesh. Open outliner, click add, place actor, drag boss actor into the level. Not the mesh, the boss actor. Assign the mesh to the actor. Okay, honestly, do I need to add like a file path type stuff? Okay, quick sanity test, very important. Put this under the tick temporarily. Add actor world offset. Okay, this is just temporary, so let's go ahead and copy that. Okay, and then press play. If it floats up, you did everything correct. Okay, so let's scroll all the way down here. For the time being, I'm going to go ahead and paste that there. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Now, what I had to do is I had to go to my outliner. Where's my outliner? There we go. Okay, there's a speedometer icon at the top of your viewport opener, and there will be an option to set quality to low, medium, high, or epic. Ah, I see. There's a speedometer. Let's see in my viewports. Okay, let's see speedometer. I see viewport preferences. Is it somewhere here? Okay, am I doing this part correct, church? So I gotta go with something like speed. Okay, speedometer. Okay, maybe I came in the wrong section. In my viewports, I see mouse sensitivity. I want to increase my sensitivity maybe. Or low editor dB. Okay, mouse scroll, zoom speed is 0.5, middle mouse. Where is speedometer? Okay, I see a cascade here. Toggle system helpers, freeze particle simulation, enable particle LOD switching. Guys, is this even my viewport? I'm pretty sure this says viewport related settings. I mean, I do gotta like figure that out, but before that I want to get Sensei/ChatGPT up here real quick. Okay, let's scroll all the way up. Let's see what it says. So, the first thing it says, okay, lives in content browser. What I gotta do is open Outliner, click add, place actor, drag boss actor into it. I see, so I gotta open Outliner, I gotta click add. So once I open my Outliner, this is my Outliner, I gotta go ahead and click add. Where's add here? So if I would extend that, I don't see add anywhere. Hold up guys, let's see. What if I go to expand? What if I go to this? Oh, that's a folder, but I don't think I need a folder, so I might delete this. Maybe what I actually needed was going to my content drawer and pasting my boss's mesh here. Okay, wait, did I actually paste it up here? It's the one in the top left of the gear icon. Top left of the gear icon. Okay, I see the gear icon here in the top left. Okay, okay, this is my right side, that is my left side, so would it be somewhere here? Speedometer, doesn't look like you saw the basics of how to use Unreal Engine yet, as you're so clueless about scripts, actor, mesh, and how Unreal works. That actually makes sense. Yesterday I spent like so much time making a PNG up here. Actually, PNG, making a mesh up here. I gotta like actually work on like getting the mesh settings too. I mean, not mesh settings, like watching different kind of tutorials today. Also, once I'm done with my stream, just drag and drop the actor. Oh, I see. Okay, I mean, I did lastly drag and drop the actor, but then I feel like, can I rotate it? Can, guys, it gets sometimes really hard to actually move around, because it's kind of laggy in a way. There we go. Let's go all the way here. Let's turn it up here. Okay, there we go. That's my actor. Maybe I just click here. There. Why does my actor not have any colors to it? What up, guys? Maybe I go in front, and then let's turn back here. Maybe let's zoom in a bit here. There we go. Okay, that should work. There we go. So this is my actor here now, but this actor does not move. Okay, I see my actor, but I see a static actor. Let's get Sensei/ChatGPT up here. Okay, let's see what's correct. If it floats up, you did everything correct. Okay, I see you still didn't add the actor. Didn't I? Like, I added a mesh here. Do I gotta like right click, browse to assets, place actor? There we go. Okay, so I have a place actor. You added a mesh. Okay, I see an option called place actor. Should I go ahead and like place something here? Like, do I need to click something like camera, player start? Okay, I think I see. Oh, what up, guys? Let's see. Let's read the instructions up here. So it says open Outliner. Look at the details panel. Find boss mesh, static mesh component. Assign your blender mesh there. Assign your blender mesh there. I think I already assigned my blender mesh. I see a place actor, and then under my I don't think you guys can like see this part if you guys are in the vertical streams. Okay, so in my place actor, I see a static mesh. You need the actor script that you made. Honestly, I have the actor script. How do I like add it here? So let's see. So I see a class, and then I see a trigger. I see a runtime visual text volume. So okay, maybe let's get Sensei/ChatGPT up here. Let me say something like, let's say I added my boss's mesh to my Unreal Engine's Outliner. Although I don't think that I added my actor. How do I add my actor? Question mark. Okay, let's see. You need to add the actor from the content browser. Wait, from the content browser, I think I added my mesh. Drag and drop that. Wait, is my... Oh, I see. Okay. Hold up, guys. In my content browser, I see a boss mesh. So I gotta go with boss, but I don't... Oh, okay, C++ classes. There we go, guys. This is my Unreal project right here. There, let's go ahead and drag and drop it. Okay, I dropped my boss's actor here, but my boss's actor is somewhere here. Whoops. Okay, where's he at? Hold on, guys. So let's go all the way up real quick. Let's see. Wait, is this my boss's actor, guys? Does that make sense? If I did Control Alt L, actually Control Alt F11 to, let's say, compile changes, linking patch, preparing image, patch complete. Okay, so it says patch is completed. Let's go ahead and exit this. Now, if I did Control S to save the code, and I would turn it around, I see this here. Can I move it using key controls? I can move myself, but not my actors. Okay, maybe let's go all the way in front, turn there. Whoops. There we go. Okay, let's hit escape real quick. I placed my actor, but I cannot move my mesh yet. Okay, let's just go ahead and pick any response from here. I might go ahead and pick this response. Okay, let's see. So, listen up, people, focus. This is important. First, actor versus mesh. A boss is your custom actor. A static mesh is a dumb chunk of geometry. If you add mesh, you cannot move it with your code. Why? Because your code lives in a boss actor, not that random mesh. Second, how do you actually add your actor? Do this exactly. Open Unreal, open content browser, C/C++ classes, your project. You should see boss actor, drag boss actor to the level. Now your actor exists in the world. Check the word outliner. You should see boss actor. I do see it. Click it, look at detailed panels. If you don't see boss actor in the outliner, it's not in the world period. Okay, so look at it, click details panel. Third, why don't you see the mesh right now? Your actor. Okay, I see the mesh and I added my actor as well. Okay. Fourth, you should move it with keys or automate. Listen carefully. You always start with automate first. Why? No input, step up. Okay, you learn take delta time transforms example. So simple automate movement. I'm assuming I gotta add this under my Texas section. Bro, why is your accent like this, guys? Ask myself that as well. That's it. Let's go ahead and copy this part. Now, once that works, then we add keyboard movement and all that stuff. I see. So I'm assuming this part goes right under this. There we go. Now, if I did Control S to save the code, open Unreal Engine. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to patch my code up. Let's go ahead and exit this. So what's your decision? So what was your decision? Confusing C and C++ and Unreal. Honestly, I think I understand how that part works now. If I run the code, I think long story, I appreciate you joining the stream. Now, let's turn around. Okay, he does not automate. Now you can add the mesh as a child or add mesh component and assign the mesh. I can add the mesh as a child. Guys, what does adding mesh as a child mean? What up, guys? Let's go ahead and hit escape to exit my code. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. Whoops, let's hit cancel. I'm gonna go ahead and hit Control A, Control C, copy this part, get some /chat-gpt up here. Let's go ahead and paste this. Let's say that was my what was the code called? Boss actor. That was my boss actor.c++. Okay, boss actor.c++ code. Let's go with Shift Enter. And then I'm gonna go with my boss actors as header files. Copy that, get some /chat-gpt up here again. Paste this, go with Shift Enter and say something like, that was my boss actor.header files. Okay. Okay, even though I see my mesh now, I also see my actor on my outliner. My mesh does not move. See, when did you make this 3D game nice? Honestly, I did not make much because only thing that I made was actually, whatchamacallit, my boss's PNG here, or my actor, if I would actually say that. There we go. Let's go all the way here. There we go. So the only thing that I did make was my mesh here yesterday, but I am going to be working on like deleting and removing all these blocks from here, all these land blocks, and later on making my own ones. Okay, that's it. KR, you can add a mesh component to the actor. Okay, you can add a mesh component to the actor, can I? Hold up, guys, let me actually check that part real quick. Okay, stop freeze. This is classic Unreal trap to tell the real culprit mobility. By default, use static mesh component as static. This looks pretty fine. Renders. Okay, fix now. In your constructor, right after creating the mesh set mobility, e component mobility movable. Okay, so I gotta go ahead and copy this part. Okay, compile, press play, watch it move. Okay, so I gotta go all the way down here. So under my constructor, so I'm assuming that's my constructor. I just want to get it to move first, and then I'm gonna actually learn what this code means, type stuff. Still impressive intuitives. Honestly, that does make sense. I appreciate your long story. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, that's it. Now let's get my Unreal here. Let's click Control Alt F11. Okay, let's see. So I'm patching my file. Let's hit exit. Now if I were to run the code, hope I'm not like slow enough to see it move. Okay, it does not move. Why does it like not move type stuff? Let's hit exit again. I think I did everything correct. This goes inside my constructor. You can add a mesh component to the actor. Okay, let's go with Control A, Control C, copy this, get sensei/ChatGPT here. Let's go ahead and paste this, go with Shift Enter. Did I copy it? Okay, the code will not make your boss move, bro. It will make a mesh. It will create a mesh dynamically. Okay, let me actually say that to sensei/ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and paste this, go with Shift Enter and say something like, Sensei, someone from my chat said that the code won't make my boss move. It would create a mesh dynamically. It would create a mesh dynamically. Okay, but what are you trying to do? Honestly, today I'm trying to like automate and like move my mesh using key controls type stuff, or just drag and drop the mesh on the actor. Wait, drag and drop the mesh on the actor. Okay, so in my content drawer, if I were to go with drag and drop my mesh on to my actor, so this is my mesh. Okay, can I not drop it there? My actor can go inside my mesh. I have two boss actors in that case. Okay, wait, this is my boss mesh, and that is my actor. Let's wait, drop my boss inside. Oh, there we go. My boss actors' mesh is inside of my boss actors' class now. Is this what you actually meant? Is this what you mean? Okay, if I did something like Control Alt F11. Okay, so I'm patching my code up right now. Let's go ahead and hit X. Let's run the code. I have a strong feeling that I might see my boss moving right now. Okay, I still did not see him moving. What could the reason be? I set, okay, just drag and drop the mesh on the actor. That is my mesh. I drag and dropped it inside of my actor. My mesh is inside of my actor now. But for some reason, I don't actually see it. Let's get sensei/ChatGPT up here. Okay, the claim from the chat, the code won't move, it just creates mesh dynamically. Have to poorly understood and misleading. Yes, create default sub object creates a component in C++. That the correct thing? Oh, that actually does make sense. It actually makes sense in general because whatchamacallit, let me get my Unreal up here. Because all my code is inside of my boss, is inside of my boss's mesh, and inside of that actually, this is my actor, and inside of my actor that has all my code, I add all my content, if that makes any sense. Okay, that made kind of sense. Now, next up, create default sub-object creates a component. No, that does not prevent movement. That does not mean it can't move at runtime. What your code actually does line by line reality. This creates a component owned by the actor. Good, required, normal, standard. Unreal practice, root component mesh. This means the actor moves, the mesh moves. Critical, you did this first. Set mesh set mobility. This allows runtime movement. Wait, is it automation or do I gotta click like buttons for it to move? Wrong idea. The correct idea. Okay, wait, hold up. Quick proof destroyed. Doubt live on stream. Temporarily replace your tick with add actor world of offset. This bypasses location math. Okay, game over, guys. The game just has begun. That said, what is your tech stack? What game engine is this? Honestly, it is Unreal and C++. I'm using the Unreal Engine 5. Hard truth. So let's see. Okay, now let me get my Unreal back here. Actually, before Unreal, I want to replace my ticks with this line, add world offset. Okay, let's hit Control S to save the code. Let's get my Unreal Engine here. Now if I hit Control Alt F11, let's patch my code up real quick. And then if I were to go ahead and run the code, okay, open my output log. It does not say anything in my output log, but I'm just curious, does it move my mesh around? My mesh is still static, doesn't move if I press buttons. Okay, it does not move using key controls as well. Let's hit exit. Let's go ahead and get Sensei/ChatGPT up here. Guys, I might have to look into the docs real quick for this. Okay, let me say something like, let's say, I did try that part, but my mesh still does not move. Do you think that I should click some sort of buttons for it to move, question mark? Because it does not move without clicking buttons. If I were to go ahead and open my Unreal Engine up here, and then click on the boss actor, that's boss mesh. Okay, what is this called? There we go. So I click on the boss actor. It looks like a static object. Honestly, I feel like it is a static object. Wait, this is my boss actor's code. I said mobility. Okay, so this is my boss actor's code up here. Okay, why don't you get a sure solution before trying that? Actually, it does make sense. But I feel like I'm trying to like get a actual solution first, and then I'm gonna actually like learn the code type stuff. That's the reason I am like copy pasting this part to check if it like really works type stuff. That said, no buttons, no magic checkboard. This is not click something problem. This is Unreal Engine state problem. Now we're going to corner it logically. Breathe, watch, do not skip a step. First, I need you to understand this. Your code is fine. So if it's not moving, that means the engine is not using the code. Unreal only moves if the right actor is in the level. The actor is compiled. The actor is the one you're looking at. Pi is actually running that class. So we verify. We don't guess. Step 1, proof tick is even running at this. Okay, first line, now save, compile, press play, look at output log bottom, boss ticking. Ticking is running, movement logic should apply. If you see nothing, the actor, oh, okay, this makes more sense. So let's go ahead and copy that. Let's get my Unreal Engine up here. Oops, there we go. Okay, do the other way around, make the mesh the child of actor. Make the mesh. I don't think I can make the mesh the child for my actor because I tried that. It does not let me do that. Like, this is my mesh. It shows like cannot attach actor with static mobility boss mesh to actor with movable mobility boss actor. So mesh cannot go inside my actor. But in the other hand, my actor cannot go inside my mesh. But my mesh can go inside my actor. Why are you behaving like gay? Guys, behaving like gay is kind of crazy. I'm actually straight. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Now, I'm going to go to my code here. In my lineup here, I'm going to go ahead and paste this. AUE logs is warning that says that my category is log temp because I don't have a category. I think this is like just a placeholder. My, for verbosity, is that how we pronounce it? Is this verbosity? I'm pretty sure it's for verbosity. There we go. Verbosity is warning. My, I forgot what was the second one called. Was it called something like format string? My format string is boss ticking. Now, if I did Control S to save the code, open my Unreal Engine, you need to make the actor mobility not static. You need to make the actor mobility not static. Click on actor and look at the inspector for it. Okay, so I gotta go ahead and click on my actor. Okay, and look at the inspector for it. Okay, is inspector somewhere down here? Your actor is not set as movable. Your actor is set as static. That does make sense actually. Okay, but before that, I wanted something like Control Alt F11 to check if my ticking is actually working. Ask GPT that your character doesn't move when you press WASD buttons, but your camera is moving instead. Oh, what I was moving is my camera. I was trying to find the wording for it, like when I was like moving around. I was like wondering what's actually moving. That does make sense. My camera is moving. Okay, let's turn around. It says static mesh, and then if I were to go to my output logs, what up, guys? Guys, I just got a full blackout for a bit. Okay, my boss is ticking right now. Oh, guys, is it because of that I got a blackout type stuff? See the detail panel of the actor? Okay, let's go ahead and close this. Let's go to my actors section. There we go. See the detail panel of my actor. So I see edit. Okay, is there like a detail panel in my actor? Can I search something? Detail. Okay, I don't see like a detail panel. Wait, for my actor, is this my actor? That is my mesh. And this is my actor, so I gotta see a detail panel. So open actor. Okay, I see move to, and then I see force load. Okay, maybe let's get inspector is in the details tab. Inspector is in the details tab. Okay, so do I gotta like right click your actor static and it won't move unless you make it movable in details panel? Okay, how do I open the details panel? Do I like go here and then go somewhere here? I see camera and then I see sprung light, camera actor. Detail panel is a window. Oh, okay, so I gotta go to the. Oh, I see. Okay, details. I have details 1, 2, 3, and 4. So should I go with something like details 1? Boss actors is details 1. Okay. It says static mesh. Should I change my static mesh to be something else? You don't have the details panel open. I see. Okay, so is this my details panel now? So under my static mesh, I see this static mesh that this component uses to render. I see something like none here. Use selected content browser. Okay. Oh, mobility. I see mobility. A static object can be changed in game, and then a stationary, and then this is mobility. I think I am set like at mobility. Maybe let me extend this real quick. There we go. So I have movable. I think that my boss actor is set to movable. My mesh was set to static. Now my mesh is set to movable as well. Okay. Yes, that's detail panel. Oh, I see. Okay, on the top of Windows detail panel, I see that actually does make sense. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and exit my details panel. If I did Control Alt F11, okay, let's patch my file up real quick. Let's go ahead and close that. Let's run the code. I have a strong feeling it might work this time. I hope I don't see another blackout. Okay, it does not work. Let's go to my output logs. Okay, I get my warning of boss sticking. Let's go ahead and exit my window. Now let's get Sensei/ChatGPT and say the stuff about the camera type stuff. Code error analysis. What up, guys? There we go. Okay, now let me say something like, let's say I think that there's a mesh in your actor. There's a mesh in your actor. Wait, shouldn't there be a mesh? Add the boss as its mesh. Try opening in game mode. How do we go to game mode? It won't work yet. Add the boss as its mesh. So I gotta go ahead. Let me go to my Windows tab again, and then let's open my details. I'm gonna go to details 1. Okay, add the boss as its mesh. Your actor is still a child. Your actor is still a child for the actor. I see. So apparently, should I remove this? In your actor, you have a mesh. So that is my actor. So inside my actor, I have a mesh. Okay, so that is my actor. Inside my actor, I have a mesh. Okay, so do I need to like add the boss as its mesh? Add the boss as its mesh. So should I like remove my mesh from my actor and just have them to be their own stuff? Because apparently if I were to like extend this up real quick, let's go ahead and extend this. I see that my boss mesh is a static mesh. So if I were to remove this, okay, my mesh is a static mesh, but I change it to be something like movable. My boss mesh, okay, static component. So it's movable here. Edit in C++. So static mesh component. Do I gotta like do something up here? Location? Can I change the location? Oh, I can change the location from here. Okay, your actor CV detail panel, there's a mesh. Like in your actor CV details panel, there's a mesh in my actor. So in my actor, in the details panel, I gotta see if there's a mesh. In your boss actor details panel, there's a mesh. Oh, okay, let me check stuff. I see a static mesh here. Okay, so this is my boss actor. So in your boss actors details panel, this is the details panel for my boss actor. Oh, is this what I had to do? What up, guys? I found another. Okay, so that is a mesh. That is my actor. I got a actor in my mesh now. If I were to hit something like Control Alt F11, let's see. So I see the code running. Okay, I patched my code. Now, if I were to run the code, okay, select actor and go to its detail panels. Did something move, guys? A bit up. Wait, it's moving. Hold up, guys, it's actually moving. I can't move to it. Hold up, guys, there we go. Okay, it's actually moving. There we go. Alright, perfect, guys. Alright, guys, that was kind of satisfying, honestly. Now, let's go ahead and exit the code. I think I see. Now, what if I were to just remove my mesh because I might not need my mesh anymore? Okay, yes, let's go. Okay, let me turn all the way back real quick. Whoops, let's turn all the way back. Let's see. Okay, I do see my actor, so let me go to my boss's actor. It's moving, let's go. Okay, now if I did Control Alt F11, let's see what happens, because apparently I did not honestly need to add a static mesh if I had my actor on. I think I see. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn this. It's moving, guys. It's actually moving. All I had to do was a tiny bit of thing. I appreciate you guys so much. Durgies at Nobro Studio, that actually makes a world to me, guys. Okay, see the details panel. There's a mesh component. That does make sense. Okay, I actually see what that does now. Let's exit this. We did it. Let's go. Hiding TSW. I appreciate you joining the stream. There's like another list, right? Is there another list? Let me go ahead and open my details panel. So there we go. Okay, in my details panel, I'm going to open detail 1. Let's go ahead and extend this. Okay, so I see mesh here. Like there's another list, right? So, I mean, I just see like one mesh component up here. Okay, the mobility is set to, to movable. Now that I'm actually done with that, now that I actually kind of figured that part out, actually I didn't like figure it out. I got like a lot of help with that part, guys. I'm going to go ahead and delete my actor from here. And then let's go to my, excuse me guys, content drawer. I'm going to go ahead and delete my actor from here as well. Can I delete it like this? Okay guys, I don't think I can delete my actor from here. But I might actually remove my actors from here. I mean, I don't think we can actually remove it in that case, because I tried removing this stuff yesterday as well. A bit up. A bit up. I see. Okay, there's another list right a bit up. Honestly, I might have checked that in a bit. That's it. I want to try now writing this code and like understanding what this code actually does. So, let's see. So I go with something like primary actor. Tick. Okay, wait. This is not going to be my code anymore. Let's go ahead and remove these two things. Let's open my Unreal Engine real quick. Now, if I were to go ahead and go to something like tools, go to something like new C++ class, I want to create a actors as class. I'm going to hit cancel instead of next because I already have an actor. Let's pretend that I did create this actor right now. I'm going to go ahead and double click this. I mean, this has all my settings to it. There is a boss actor. There is a boss actor. Its child is a mesh component that you wrote from code. Oh, I see. Okay, I think, was it like in the set mobility part type here or like in my header files? Because I might actually try that. I might try writing this on my own now. Okay, let's see. So I gotta go ahead and first copy and write this part to actually see what it does. But before that, I'm going to go with something like Control A, Control C. Copy this. This is from my boss actor.c++. Let's get some /ChatGPT here. Let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and see something like, Sensei, it works! Exclamation. My mesh was moving. That said, now I want to learn on how to write the code. So can you explain me all the new details? Maybe one at a time to add in my project ? Okay, because I just copy pasted the code that you sent. Okay, can we, okay, should we start? Let me go with something like that you sent. And also, should we start from the, let's say something like .h or .cpp file ? Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, it moved. That means you won this round. But listen closely, people. Copy paste is not mastery. We're about to turn this from it works into I understand why it works. Okay, you start to attempt Unreal Engine. That actually does make sense, guys. Okay, I feel like Unreal Engine is pretty fun as well. We start from the .h files always. Why? Because .h is the promise and .c++ is the action. An actor that moves is a contract first, then behavior part 1. the .h file, the blueprint of intent. Okay, open your base actor, your boss actor.h. We go line by line. uClass, this says Unreal. Oh, I see what uClass means. So it's basically Unreal class. Why don't you use Copilot or try an IDE called Cursor? Honestly, probably because I have been using Sensei slash ChatGPT for so long, I feel like I see a connection, guys. That's it. I should try like different AIs as well. Okay, speaking of which, this class is visible to the engine, the editor, reflection, and blueprints. Without this, Unreal ignores your class, no tickings, no spawning, no movement. This is Unreal's passport stamp, I see. Next up, the second thing that I gotta do is I gotta create a class base actor that inherits all the public content from my A actors class. This means boss actor is an A actor. An A actor is anything that exists in the world, has a transform location, rotate and scale, can be spawned. If you want movement, actor is mandatory. Okay. Number 3, generated underscore body. This is Unreal doing dark magic for you. Okay. Reflection, sterilization, editor visibility, networking hooks. I see. Okay, you don't write this logic. Unreal injects it. Delete this. Your class silently dies. I see. Okay, Cursor basically gives an AI in the IDE, and you can just make it write the whole thing. Guys, I think like I want to like really write the whole thing myself instead of like making AI write it, because I feel that's more fun if I like write it myself. Okay, use static mesh component. Mesh, this is huge. This says this actor owns a mesh, not a loose mesh, not a level mesh, not a decorative prop. This mesh is a part of the actor's body. Okay, so the use static mesh component. This is huge. Okay, so this owns a mesh. I see. Part of the actor's body. So use static mesh component mesh. And then you property. I'm assuming that's Unreal property. And then with a parameter of visible anywhere. This is not decoration. This means Unreal tracks it, editor sees it, garbage collector won't delete it. You can assign a mesh in details without you property, without Unreal property. Mesh may disappear, editor may not show it, engine may nuke it silently. Unreal is brutal. Like that, stop here, don't rush. The .h files answers what does the actor have and promise to do, okay? Part 2, the .c++ file. Before I go to the .c++ file, I want to think about the .h file. I mean, there was one more, let me go ahead and copy this part. Get Sensei slash ChatGPT up here. Okay, there is a boss actor child is a mesh component that you wrote from the code. I see. Oh, I see. Okay, wait, let me paste this, go with shift space and say something like, Sensei, I think that you missed this part from the .h, the .header files section. Yes, people, I didn't skip it by accident. I wanted you to notice it. Okay, this line is the key to movement and behavior. Let's break it down slowly. Virtual void tick, float delta time, override. Virtual means this function can be replaced in child classes. Okay, Unreal can call it on any actor without knowing the exact type. Void, no return value. Tick just executes. It doesn't give anything back. Take float, delta time calls every frame automatically by Unreal. Delta time equals to seconds since last frame. Keeps movement smooth across different frame rates. Override, it tells C++, I'm intentionally replacing the tick function from A actor. Compiler will complain if A actor doesn't have tick. Keeps you honest. I think I see. I'm not intentionally replacing tick from A actor's function. Without this line, your C++ tick will not even compile properly. I think I see. Now, I want to go ahead and read my .c++ files of behavior. Create default sub-object, mesh, okay, use static mesh. Okay, this runs once when the actor is constructed, okay. And then root component mesh, this line is non-negotiable. This does Unreal when actor moves. This thing moves, okay. Root, not visible movement. No root, no visible movement. Set mobility movable. This is Unreal law. Static object can exist, can render, cannot move at one time. You explicitly told Unreal, I plan to move this thing without permission. Unreal ignores movement calls. Tick float delta time. Tick means call every frame only if B can ever tick. true. Time-based logic lives here. Delta time is the time since last frame, so movement is smooth on all PCs. Set actor location. This moves the actor transform because mesh is the root, mesh is movable, the mesh moves clean, legal, correct. Now UE log. I did work on UE log yesterday on how to display stuff on my console, the sprint stuff. Critical rule going forward. .h, what am I? .c++, what do I do? Okay, so I give my attributes in .h and I add code in my .c++. I see. Now let me go back to my code here. Okay, now I'm gonna be reading the code and writing it too in my class here. So I'm assuming when I create an actor, I get this function set automatically. I added these two functions. So in my .c++, but first I go ahead and add content inside of my .h. So in my .h, I get everything automatically written for me like a template. I just need to add these two lines inside my protected. Why? Let's see. UClass, I create a class for my mesh. Okay, and then I create a class Unreal Project _ API. I'm assuming that's my class's name. Okay, and then I create a boss actor that inherits all the public content from my actors' class. Then I generate a body inside of my Unreal Engine. Okay, how doing, Prana? I appreciate you joining the stream. Thank you for sending me Python roadmap on Discord yesterday. Honestly, it's my call. Welcome, Ronaldo. Let me know if you need like a roadmap for like any other language, or if you have like any other questions related to like either C++, maybe Python as well. I feel like I might be a bit rusty, but I think I might get a good brush up once I actually start Python series. That's let's see, sets default values for this actor's properties. A boss actor. Okay, I get this created automatically then in my protected data member called when the game starts or when spawned. Okay, I create a U property and say my character can be visible everywhere, and then use static mesh component. Okay, let me go ahead and type something like U property. Okay, let's go with PROPERTY. There we go. Delta time, known as DT, can be used to make your own movement on all frame rates. The speed per second without delta time, your speed of simulation and movement will be slower than 30 frames per second. Then at 75 frames per second. I see. Oh, okay. In that case, I should like work with delta time as well, because by the end of the stream, I do want to like work on key controls as well. Because even though I can move my camera, I don't think I can like actually move my mesh with my key controls type stuff. Let's go with something like anywhere, and I want to set my camera like at the eye level of my mesh type stuff, or like at a third person perspective, or like, does that make any sense, guys? That said, now once I'm done adding a U property that says that my mesh is going to be visible anywhere, I'm going to go with something like UStatic. There we go, UStatic mesh component. Okay, which is going to be representing a pointer of a mesh. There we go, ending with a semicolon. UStatic mesh component. So U property, I want my mesh's component to be visible anywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and delete this part now. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and move up to my boss actors' class. Maybe I'll just like go with a bunch of Control Z's, because I want to actually write my boss actors and stuff as well real quick now. Okay, so I get this part. Okay, so I get my primary actor dot beacon ever tick. By default, I need to add these 3 lines of code. The first line is mesh equals to create default sub object. Okay, so I go ahead and set my mesh's pointer to be equal to the create. Let's go with something like create default sub object. What is a sub object? So I'm gonna go with something like sub object. There we go. With a pair of ankle braces. I'm assuming it's a template in that case. And then I'm gonna go with something like the UStatic. Let's go with something like UStatic mesh component. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna add a pair of parentheses. Inside my pair of parentheses, I'm gonna go ahead and display a text. My text is gonna be called something like boss mesh, ending my function with a semicolon. Here's the thing, it looks like a function, to be honest. Now this is the UStatic mesh component. Okay, create default sub object. Okay, so I create. Oh, I see. So this is my uStaticMesh component. I need to set the pointer of my uStaticMesh component to be equal to my uObject, but I did not have uObject. Instead, I went with create default sub objects. Okay, with my uStaticMesh component and my file name, which is bossmesh in this case. Okay, I think I see. It's just a component. I see. Okay, maybe I'm going to go ahead and delete this part again, and let's type something like mesh. So let's go with something like my uStaticMesh component or my mesh. Sys pointer is going to be equal to create default sub object. So I'm going to use the default sub object sys function, which has a pair of anchor braces. I'm going to go with something like uStatic mesh component. Okay, NENT, okay, which is going to be having a pair of parentheses and represented actually, and it's going to have a text as well called something like boss mesh, and then I ended with a semicolon. So mesh equals to create default sub object uStaticMesh component text mesh boss mesh. Okay, delta time is as simple to use as multiplying your amount of movement by delta time. I see. You're not even using the mesh sub object, you just add the mesh directly to the actor. The mesh sub object is the child you'll see in details panel. I see. Okay, did he was an expert on Unreal Engine or what? I don't know about him. Honestly, I am like a beginner. Like I started like Unreal Engine like 2 days ago. So I'm trying to like figure this code out type stuff. Okay, you're not even using the mesh sub object, am I not? Would the code work if I didn't have this whole part? But I want to try doing stuff like using code and stuff like using my Unreal's details panel up here. If that's how it works. Because if it does not, I'm fine with like actually using this part as well. But I like actually writing the code stuff. So let's see. So player starts. Okay, I did not add my player. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open my content drawer. I'm going to go ahead and add my actor here. So this is my actor. Now, inside my actor, I'm going to go to my windows, open my details panel. I want to go to my actors' details. Now, inside my actors, I'm going to go under my static mesh. And let's go ahead and add a file path of my boss's mesh. There we go. So now my boss's mesh is my actor. Let's get its position maybe towards myself because I'm way too lazy to move. That's upwards. That's forwards. There we go. Let's get him a bit more close. Let's get him closer to me. There we go. Okay, and now a bit more to the left. There, that should be kind of good, I feel. Let's get him maybe a bit closer to my camera's angle. There we go. Okay, and let's get him a bit higher, a bit more to the left. There, that looks perfect now. Okay, so I add my boss's mesh up here, which is technically an actor now. Let's go ahead and decrease the size. So, there we go. Okay, now don't directly add the static mesh. That actually does make sense. So I'm gonna add it like through my actor type stuff. Okay, let's see. So, I create a default sub object, then I create a root component to be equal to mesh, then I set my mesh mobility, and I use I forgot what was this operator called, the advo operator. I set my pointer to be my set mobility. E component mobility is gonna be movable. Don't I like do this stuff inside my actor? Wait, there's another mesh you see in the mesh. No, wait, Vivek. What up, guys? There we go. So if I were to go to my actor up here, let me go to my windows. Let's go to my details. Let's go to number 1. Okay, here. Let's see. Wait, there's another mesh you see. There's MSH, or there's a mesh in the up there called boss mesh. So there is a mesh. Oh, I see. Okay. It has edited C++, dude. There's a boss mesh in the details spanner. There we go. Is it like this? Guys, it doesn't help like the stream has like a 14 seconds delay for some reason. I gotta like fix that stuff or something. That's let's see. So I see edit in C++. Oh, okay. I think I see. Okay, wait. This is my C++ code detail panel. Why can't you see the boss mesh? Details panel. I see like a boss mesh up here. Okay. Is this the boss's mesh? Okay, I see a boss mesh up here. The details panel. Why can't you see the boss's mesh? Is it like somewhere here? So I see boss's actor. In my details panel, boss's mesh. Okay, this is the mesh that you wrote in code. Oh, I see. Okay, so shouldn't have written the code in my boss's mesh type stuff? Because I see this part here. Okay, maybe let's go ahead and get my details panel off real quick. So let's exit my details panel. Maybe decrease the size. Now, if I were to go ahead and hit something like Control Alt F11 to patch my code real quick, compiling changes for live coding. Okay, let's see. Linking patch. There we go. Live coding succeeded. Let's go ahead and exit this. Now, if I were to run the code, let's turn around. Okay, it is moving. Okay, I am pretty slow. Okay, let's get my camera up here. Okay, I mean, well, it is moving. Let's hit escape. Okay, it does work. Now, I want to go ahead and try write this part on my own. So, I'm gonna go ahead and delete the U property from my boss's actor. Let's go ahead and delete this part. Let's see if I remember it. Hold up, guys, before I do that. Use static mesh component mesh. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Like, see the code, it's named as boss mesh. You can change the name and all. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see. So if I were to go here to, yeah, I mean, under my details panel, I could actually change the stuff. So under my boss's actor, let's go to my window, let's go to details, let's go to detail 1. Oh, I can actually change the name. Can I change the name? So what if I go with something like, oh, I can actually change the name. Okay, that's actually going to be really handy in the future type stuff. Let's go ahead and get this lower a bit. Okay, let's go here. Now, let's see if I remember it. Inside my protected data member, I'm gonna go ahead and use a U property. There we go. My U property is gonna be having a pair of parentheses. I'm gonna be setting my U property to be visible anywhere. Okay, it says macros. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. That doesn't work. Let's go with visible anywhere. Doesn't work. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure this is not how we wrote it. Alright, guys, let's go with a bunch of control Z's real quick. So, visible anywhere. So it's going to be title case, or not title case, like camel case. Let's go with something like visible anywhere, ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say use a use static mesh component. I'm gonna go ahead and create a use static mesh component. Okay, which is going to be a pointer towards a mesh's local variable ending with a semicolon. I think I messed my spelling up. Use static mesh component. Yeah, it's definitely my spelling. STATICCOMPONENT. There we go. Okay, now I go ahead and delete this part. Let's try typing it again. I'm going to go with something like U property. So, U property with a pair of parentheses. I want it to be visible anywhere. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. And then I'm going to go down here. Let's go ahead and create a U static mesh component. Okay, the code you wrote in constructor, you made a sub object, right? Honestly, I feel that does make sense. This the with boss mesh, name that to what you see in the details panel. Okay, this the with boss mesh, or with boss mesh. So okay, name that is what you see in the details panel. Honestly, in the details panel, I do see like boss mesh. Here I see boss actor. So should I change my boss's mesh from here to be called something like boss actor, if that makes any sense? Okay, so I see my boss's mesh here. Do I have to like change this name to be something like boss actor? Let's go with something like R. Oops, can't rename that way. Maybe let's just click this. Let's go with something like boss actor. Boss. Whoops. Couldn't I have changed the name here? What up, guys? Alright, did I like mess something up real quick? Let's go all the way here. Okay, let's go with something like boss mesh. How do you change the name here? There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to... I don't think I can rename it, I guess. I mean, I should probably watch a few tutorials, but for the time being, I do want to actually see on how to automate my boss. For the constructor of the code in C++. Wait, the constructor of the code. What up, guys? Let's go ahead and shrink this a bit here. In C++, in the constructor of my code. So the constructor... Before I add the constructor, let me add this part real quick. Let's go with mesh component, which is going to be have a mesh local variable representing it, ending with a semicolon. Now, in my constructor, I'm assuming that this is my constructor. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. This is going to be boss actor. There we go. Okay, the code is there to add the sub object in the constructor. That code will make a sub object with the name boss mesh. Oh, wait. If I hit Control S to save the code, open Unreal right now, and hit Control Alt F11 here while this is being patched. Can I go down here? Maybe extend this. Okay, while it's being patched, let me go all the way here. Did that change my name, guys? Let's scroll all the way up here to... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. So let's go under my boss actor, boss mesh. Okay, that is my boss mesh. I can't go to my boss mesh. Okay, the static, it doesn't let me add stuff, to be honest. What up, maybe, what if I go here? It said successfully link patch. It says boss mesh. Navigate components are editable when declared as a F property in C++. Okay, I can't use my static meshes section at all. Okay, maybe because this is my boss actor. It is my details as property. What if I go somewhere here? Maybe, did I save the code in my... Oh, I didn't save my code here, no wonder. Now let's open Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11. There we go. I wish I had like autosave or something like that. Now I should be able to add stuff here. Let's go to my boss actor again once my patching is successful. There we go, my patching is successful. Let's go to something like landscape. Let's go to boss actor. Boss's mesh. I don't see my mesh here. Could it be that I did like a silly mistake or something? Where is my boss's actor? Okay, it is there, but there is no mesh above my actor type stuff. Okay, why can't I add a mesh here? Could it be because this is called boss actor and not boss mesh? If it was called boss mesh, if I did Control S to save the code, open Unreal, go with Alt F11, patch my code real quick. Now in boss mesh I can add it. Okay, so long as the name is correct. So as long as my mesh's name matches with my code's name, I can add a mesh representing it. I see. Okay, that actually does make sense. Alright, now that I'm done with that part, let me go ahead to my boss actor, delete this part again. I want to go ahead and add a U property inside my protected data member. Okay, which says that my mesh can be visible anywhere. Excuse me, guys. Did I spell visible anywhere correct? VISIBLEANYWHERE. U property visible anywhere. There we go. Did I spell anywhere wrong? What up, guys? So visible anywhere was correct. I think I spelled U property wrong. Oh, my bad, guys. There we go. U property should be capital. So U property visible anywhere. Then I want to go ahead and create a Unreal static mesh component. Okay, which is going to be a pointer towards my mesh's local variable representing my component. Okay. How far is that high? Hiding Longster, appreciate you joining the stream. I think I understood what this stuff does. Now I want to go ahead and try implementing that on my own in the code and like learning how the code works type stuff. Now what I got to do here is I got to go ahead and set my mesh to be equal to my create defaults sub objects. I'm going to go ahead and create a default sub object with a pair of ankle braces that is going to be having something like a Unreal static mesh component. Okay, which is going to be having a pair of parentheses here. I spelled component wrong. Hold up, guys. Let's go ahead and fix my component. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a text as well. My text must be the same as my mesh's name. In this case, my mesh is called something like boss mesh, okay? And then I end this with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and create a root component. Basically, what the root component does, hold up guys, component, there we go. I'm gonna set that equal to my mesh. Basically, what the root component does is it like, I'm assuming sticks my player to my floor without my root component. Even though my player or my mesh moves, it won't move my actual mesh that my player sees. My mesh install is going to move type stuff. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and set my mesh, which is basically my useStatic mesh component, okay, with a arrow mark operator. I'm going to set its mobility, so let's go with set mobility, okay, to be something like E component mobility. Let's go with something like E component mobility, okay, and then I'm going to set that to be something like movable. I'm assuming my E component mobility is like a class, is like an Unreal class. Movable to movable. There we go. It's because it was already serialized. You were not changing the name. Oh, I see. That actually does make sense. Okay, that said, guys, this part, it's not hard. I won't say it's hard. I'll just say I just gotta know a few functions and how to use Unreal type stuff. That's it. Let's end this with a semicolon. And now I'm gonna go ahead and delete this part again. Let's go ahead and set my mesh to be equal to the create. I want to create a default set, a default sub object. So I'm gonna go ahead and create default sub object. Okay, with a pair of ankle braces that has a parameter of my useStatic mesh component, which is going to be having a pair of parentheses that requires a text which must be the text of my mesh's actor type stuff. Actually, not my mesh's actor, of my actual FBX file or like my mesh that I made type stuff. I'm going to be calling it something like boss mesh, ending with a semicolon, ending my function with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done creating a mesh, I'm going to go ahead and create a root component as well. Let's go with something like root component. Okay, my root component is going to be having a parameter of, let's say something like my mesh. Okay, not a pair of parentheses. I gotta set it equal to. And guys, yeah, I am looking down while typing because I don't want to like see the reference from up here. I only see it when I forget a part. Once I'm done with my root component, I want to go ahead and set my mesh with an arrow mark operator to something like set mobility. So I'm gonna go ahead and set mobility. Okay, with a pair of parentheses, I'm gonna use my E mobility class. Was it something like E component mobility? So component mobility, okay, with a pair of parentheses. Actually, not pair of parentheses. I'm gonna set it to be something like movable. There we go. Okay, I think I'm trying to understand how this part works. Okay, I know how these two part works, and then my mesh is gonna be set mobility. This is namespace E mobility, okay, and then set mobility, virtual uScene component. Okay, so I set my mobility that requires a parameter of E mobility and a type of E mobility. Oh, I see, which is new mobility, which is movable. I could add static, I could add one more, and then there's one more. Okay, you should seriously watch some tutorials from dogs though. Learning Unreal from ChatGPT, you'll end up well practiced. That does make sense, guys. When I'm off, when I do end my stream, I do watch tutorials as well, and I do want to learn how to use the docs. Now, the moment of truth, guys. Maybe I'm going to type it one more time. So I'm going to type this a bit quick. Mesh equals to, I'm going to create a sub object. Let's go with something like what is something like it's create default sub object. So I'm going to go ahead and create default sub object. Okay, with a pair of ankle braces, which has a parameter of my useStatic useStatic component. Is it useStatic mesh component? There we go. useStatic mesh component. which has a parameter of my mesh's name, which in this case, it's going to be something like text with a pair of parentheses of my boss mesh. So I'm going to go with something like boss mesh. Okay, then I add my function with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and create a root component, which makes my player literally move from the bottom type stuff, which is going to be equal to, let's say, something like my mesh, ending with a semicolon. There we go. I just have typos. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to set my mesh with an arrow mark operator to be equal to set mobility. Okay, which is going to be requiring a parameter of my something like E. Was it something like UE set mobility? It's E component mobility. I keep forgetting that. So E component mobility, okay, which is going to be having a type which is going to be movable. There we go. E component. I think I spelled component wrong. E-O-N-E-N-T. There we go. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what this does. Guys. Now, the moment of truth. Can I write this without seeing anything at all? So, I'm going to set my mesh to be equal to, let's go with something like create sub object, create default sub object. Okay, with a pair of anchor braces, which is going to be having a use static mesh component representing it. I think I spelled component wrong. There we go. With a pair of parentheses, which is going to be having a text of my mesh's name, which in this case, it's going to be my boss mesh. Let's go with something like boss mesh. Okay, and then I have my function with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done creating that, I'm going to go ahead and create a root. So I'm going to create a root component. So I'm going to go with root component. Basically, what the root component does is it like actually moves my player type stuff. I think I spelled component wrong again. Let's go with something like root component is going to be equal to my mesh, ending with a semicolon. Root component is what makes it visible when my player moves around or when my mesh moves around. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set my mesh at a arrow mark operator. This is gonna be represented by, let's say, something like set mobility. Okay, my set mobility function does require a parameter of my E component mobility and a type. So I'm gonna go with something like E component mobility, okay, which is gonna have a type of movable. There we go. Ending with a semicolon. Root component equals mesh means you're making the mesh as the main parent. Example, movement is done relative to it, like I said, where practices. Oh, I see. Or at least get Gemini and screen share on background, which gives you instant feedback. Screen share. Oh, I see. Honestly, I might actually try that stuff, but I feel like I don't want to like. Does that like require a GPU? Like, does that like pressurize our GPU type stuff? That's it. Now for my tick stuff. For working on my tick, I'm gonna go ahead. Firstly, I get my super tick delta time as a default template. I gotta go ahead and use the f vector. So f vector. Okay, let's go with f vector of new location. I'm going to create a new location's local variable representing my f vector. And funny, I mean, a good little practice. I did work with vectors in Python, so it's not like I'm not like completely whatchamacallit, dumb when it comes to vectors, guys. Wait, did I go with locture? This is going to be location. There we go. Which is going to be equal to my get actor location. So this oh, I see. Let's go with something like get actor location. Hold up, guys, this all of a sudden makes so much sense. LOCATIO, and there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and end this with a semicolon. My new location is gonna be the location of my actor's current location. That is gonna be changing every single iteration. So I'm gonna go with something like new location. Let's go with something like new location. Okay. There we go. My new location dot x-axis, my vector, or this is going to be uppercase x-axis. There we go. my mesh's x-axis is gonna increase by 200 floating points. I might go 200.0f. Does that work? That works as well. Okay. Multiplied by my delta time. Why do I multiply with my delta time? I gotta ask that. Let's go with something like delta time, ending with a semicolon. Then I set my actor's location to my new location. Hold on, guys. This might be easier than I thought. Let's go with something like actor to set actor location with a pair of parentheses to be my new location. Ending with a semicolon. This is what updates my location. I see. Why do I keep spelling location wrong? New location. There we go. Set actor location. Okay, the whole thing is a weird way of doing what you wanted to do. It works, but it's weird practice. I see. Is it like actually a bad practice? But I just want to like learn how to write the code in case I have to like ever write the code on my own type stuff. Like I want to at least understand what the stuff here means. Now, the moment of truth, guys. If I were to delete this from here, let's delete that from there. If I were to go ahead and delete, I might need some more practice with this part. Hold up, guys. F vector. I'm going to create a F vector that is going to be something like new location, which is going to be equal to my get actor locations as function. So I get my actor location, my F vector gets my actor as a location. Then I increase my new location by my my new locations is x-axis by, let's say, 200.0 floating points multiplied by my delta time, ending with a semicolon. Then I want to go ahead and set my actor location, okay, to be my new location, ending with a semicolon. You multiply it by delta time to get smooth increase FPS depending. Delta time is between frames and seconds. Oh, I see. Okay. Now, I don't know C++. I don't understand a thing here, guys. You and me both. I mean, what you may call it? Charna? You and me both together, guys. I feel like I didn't understand a thing as well. But the more you actually work with it, the more easier it gets, to be honest. I want to delete those, and I want to delete this from here as well. Now, pretending this was a brand new code that I just got, I'm going to go ahead and do something. First, I want to go ahead and update my header files because my Unreal does iterate and like look over my headers first. In my header files, I want to go ahead and create a U property. My U property is going to be requiring a parameter that says that I want my mesh to be visible anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and use the visible anywhere. There we go, the visible anywhere. I'm assuming this is a keyword. Once I'm done with this, I want to create a uStatic mesh component. So I'm going to go with something like uStatic mesh component. There we go. I think I spelled component wrong. There we go, which is going to be represented by a pointer towards my meshes. I won't say this is local variable. This doesn't look, because usually in like when I was working with SDL, I would have considered this to be a structure. I don't think this is a structure. This is a class. My mesh is, let's say, a data member from my class. I don't know. I might actually get the wordings for this later on. That said, once I'm done creating a uStatic mesh component, I'm going to go inside my boss actor.c++ file. Inside my file here, inside my constructor, after I'm done getting my actors a stick, I want to do something. I want to go ahead and okay, what did I have to do here? Let me think. I gotta add a root component. Before my root component, I want to go ahead and set my mesh to be equal to, let's go with something like create default sub object. So I'm going to create default sub object. Okay, so I create a default sub object with a pair of anchor braces, which is going to be requiring a parameter of my uStatic. Okay, let's go with uStatic mesh component. There we go. And then I'm going to add a pair of parentheses and add a text. This text must be the same text as my mesh's name, which in this case, it's going to be called something like boss mesh. So I'm going to go with something like my boss mesh. Okay, and then I add my function with a semicolon. Once I'm done creating this, I'm gonna go ahead and create a root object. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a root component. And guys, when I say root object, I meant root component. That is going to be equal to my mesh. And now my mesh is my root component. So when my mesh slash my actual mesh, it moves around, I'm going to be seeing my component, or like I'm going to see my actual stuff move around as well, my actual mesh move around. Once I'm done with this, I've got to set my mesh to be movable as well, because if it is set to be static, it will not be moving. So I'm going to set my mesh with the arrow operator to be something like let's go with maybe set mobility. So I'm going to be setting my mobility to be, let's say, what parameter does it require? It requires a eComponent mobility parameter. So I'm going to go with something like eComponent. Okay. There we go, my eComponent mobility. So I'm going to go with something like mobility. Okay, which is going to be representing a type. I'm going to go with something like movable. There we go. So my mesh is now movable, ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go under my text. I got to get my player's exact location because I do want to like move my player around as well. So I might go with something like a new location. Let's go with, actually, I'm going to use a vector. So I might go with something like, was it X vector or Z vector? I think I'll go with Z vector, or was it V vector? Hold up guys, I forgot what vector was it. Was it X vector? I might go with something like X vector. Okay, that does not look correct, although my X vector should have been equal to new object. Actually, okay, it's not X vector. There's vector. Maybe I go with shift space. Let's go with something like vector. What other vectors is there? Can I go with something like Z? Okay, Z vector. Hold up guys, I think I forgot that part. Let me get some C/ChatGPT up here. I just want to see my vectors' name. I forgot that part. So that I see plus plus. Let's scroll all the way down here. F vector, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a F vector, which is going to be represented. Is this a class or a structure? I'm assuming it's a structure, so it is going to be represented by something like a new locations as local variable. Okay, which is going to be equal to, let's say, something like get actor location. This function. There we go. I think I spelled location wrong. There we go, and then I end this with a semicolon. Get actor location. I'm very sure my function is correct, guys. Vector F vector 3D0003. I see. Did I mess something up here? Maybe I go ahead and remove this part. Go with shift space. Get actor location is correct. Should this like not be a pointer? There we go. So my F vector is not going to be a pointer. It's just going to be a local variable. Okay, once I'm done with this, I end this with a semicolon. Now I'm gonna go all the way down here. Let's go ahead and set my new location. I'm gonna be changing its position. Let's say its x-axis by 200 pixels per frame, 200 floating point pixels per frame. There we go. And I keep spelling new or location wrong. LOCATION. There we go. So I'm gonna go with 200F, and I multiply it by my delta time. The reason I multiplied by my delta time is, I'm assuming, because it gives me smooth movement type stuff. Guys, I gotta work on my typos. Let's go ahead and paste that, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and set my actor. Let's go with set actor location to be my new location. There we go, set actor location to be my new location. Let's go with something like new location. There we go, ending with a semicolon. Now, it doesn't work with pixels. It works in centimeters. Oh, I see. I think I'm used to like working with like PNGs, so I just keep saying pixels. Never mind, it's locations. Now, if I were to save the code here and save the code here as well, open my Unreal Engine. This is my mesh. If I were to hit Control Alt F11 to patch my code, let's see what happens. I gotta remember F vector. Build failed, it says. The reason my build failed could be because I have my details on. You probably visible anywhere. I think I spelled visible wrong. Visible anywhere. Okay, now I've added controller to save the code, open my Unreal Engine. Unknown specifier visible anywhere found while tracing variable specifiers. Isn't this how we spell it? Did I have a typo? Anywhere. Hold up, guys. Let me actually check that part. Let's scroll all the way up here. I keep forgetting the names. Okay, what is a visible anywhere called? Okay, this is my new location stuff. Okay, where is my visible anywhere? Let's see. That is a ulog warning. Hold on, guys. Let's scroll all the way up here. That is E component movable. It's all the way up here. Okay, so this is my first one. Mesh. This is my header files. Wait, this is not my header files. visible. vis. Guys, I'm awful at spellings. I gotta work with my spellings. That's it. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Now, if I were to get my Unreal here, hit Control Alt F11. Okay, to patch my code. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's gonna say patch successful. There we go. Let's exit this. Whoops. Let's open my Unreal Engine here. Let's open this. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and exit that. Now, if I were to run the code, let's see what happens. I will be seeing my mesh move backwards. Let's move my camera. Where even is my mesh? Did it like go really quick? Hold up, let's hit exit real quick. Let's go to my boss actor. There we go. So this is my mesh up here. My mesh is all the way there. But this is my mesh. I'm positive that I did not miss anything. What if I go with something like U.F, my new location, and then I set my actor location to be my new location? Okay, this should work actually. Let's hit Control S to save the code, open my Unreal Engine here. Let's go with Control Alt F11 to patch my code. Let's get that down here. And then wait for the code to get patched. Let's run the code. Let's turn around. I do not see my mesh at all. There could be two reasons. The first reason could be that like it just like disappeared really quick, but I don't think that's the case. Okay, let's exit the code. What is something that I'm doing wrong here? Let's think. I set my mobility to be movable. I set my root component so I can see my mesh literally moving. Mesh create default sub object. I created a default sub object as well. I think I did everything correct. Hold up, guys. Maybe let's get sensei/ChatGPT up here. Let's go all the way up here. There, root component mesh did that part correct. Did this part correct. Component mobility is gonna be movable. Use static mesh component. I think I see. There we go. My boss mesh is one word, I'm assuming. Hold up, guys. Let's get this here. Under my boss actor, if I were to go to my windows, go to my details, what is my static mesh called? I don't have a mesh set to it. Let's set my boss mesh. So my object was moving, but it was not actually, it wasn't like literally moving type stuff. Hold up, guys. Let's scroll all the way up here. Okay, let's close that. Open my actor. This is my boss mesh. And my boss mesh is movable. Let's go with something like here. That is all. So it's boss underscore mesh. That is my instance. What up, guys? Let's see. Wait, I'm positive something isn't correct here. I have it set to movable. I have my boss mesh set here as well. Okay, then I should be able to see it on my window. Guys, I keep clicking my landscape. I might actually delete my landscape type stuff. Oops, let's go all the way down here. Let's remove that. Go to my boss actor. Where is my boss's actor? Okay, let's turn around. Well, maybe I could go ahead and hit a bunch of Control Z's as well. To go to my old code. That static mesh is different from sub object. Is it? Hold on, guys. In that case, let's go ahead and delete this part. Let's go ahead and add that part. Set actor new location. Oh, I see. Okay, let's delete this part. Oops, let's just go with a bunch of Control C's. So there we go. Let's go with Control Shift C. There we go. Okay, now I did this part. I did that part. Everything was correct. Boss mesh was correct as well. Mesh was correct as well. Delta time. This is my new location. Okay, and the new location at x-axis increases by 200 multiplied by delta time. Set actor location. New location. Why do I feel like I did every single thing here correct? Visible anywhere. Maybe I go with a bunch of Control C's here as well. It's the exact same thing that I did. Let's hit Control S here as well. Let's get my whatchamacallit, let's get my Unreal Engine open here. Maybe remove my details from here. Okay, let's close my landscape, guys. I'm actually gonna like delete my landscape because I feel like it's like it doesn't do much to content browser details. Let's go with details 1. I see my boss actors as instance variable. Oh, I see. Could it be because I gotta go to my content drawer, add my actor to my window. This is my actor number 2. I'm gonna delete my actor number 1. In my actor number 2, under my boss mesh, I'm gonna go ahead and add a mesh here. There we go, and I'm just gonna be changing my actor number. Let's delete my actor number 2 as well. I'm gonna go ahead and paste a brand new actor here. So this is gonna be my base actor. My boss mesh is gonna be having my boss mesh as actor. Now I get close to it. There we go. Let's set its position to be a bit higher. Whoops. So, what up, guys? Let's get its position to be higher. Maybe lower. There we go. That's actually perfect. Now, once I'm done with that, it's set to movable. So that's about it for this part. Let's go ahead and get this off now. And now if I hit Control S here, let's hit Control S here. Whoops. Control C, Control S. Let's get my Unreal Engine up here. Now, if I hit Control Alt F11 to patch my code real quick, let's see what happens. So I patch my code up here. Let's go ahead and run the code. Turn around. There goes my boss mesh. I'm pretty sure he's moving, right? Is he? There we go. He is actually moving. Perfect. Okay, you can even set the camera location. I want to work on the camera location. But do I want to actually work on the camera location right now, or like maybe after key controls? Because I feel like I got a pretty good idea on how to automate my object. I go with U property, make my mesh, whatchamacallit, visible everywhere, and then I go with use static mesh component type stuff. Okay, then in my base actor, I go ahead and create a mesh. I create a sub object. I create a root component. I set my mesh's mobility to be movable. And then I use the F vectors as structure represented by a new location. I get my actors as location. I increase my location by how much ever speed multiplied by my delta time, and I set my actor location to be my new location. I see. Let's go with Control A, Control C, copy this. Okay, maybe I don't think I need to copy. I mean, I'll just paste it here. Okay, this is my .cpp code. Okay, let's go with Shift Enter, paste this here. Let's go here, and then this is gonna be my base actor.cpp code. Okay, let's go all the way down here. Let's say something like this is my .h code. Let's paste it here. Okay, so say I feel like I can automate my mesh now, but can we learn how to move the mesh using key controls, question mark? Okay, let's see. This is going to be the better part, or like the more funner part, if that makes sense. Yes, people, it's time to stop watching and start controlling. We're going to make your boss move with key inputs instead of automatic kick movement. Let's break this down step by step. Starting with the .h file, we need to add declare input functions inside your public section. Add functions for movement, void move forward, floating point value, void move rightward. So we have two functions under my public content. Value equals to how much input is applied from -1 to +1. Forward equals to x-axis, right, y-axis in Unreal. Right equals to y-axis in Unreal. I see forward equals to x-axis, right equals to y-axis. Okay, array speed variable still in .h, so still in my header file or my header section. I'm gonna go ahead and after I'm done, okay, I gotta create another U property called edit anywhere. Blueprint integer read write category is going to be equal to movement, and then I create a floating point move speed. And then in my edit anywhere, I set that equal to, you can change it in Unreal Editor. Okay, blueprint read write equals to allow blueprint access. Move will replace your hard-coded 2.0f from ticks. Okay. Set input in C++ in .c++ file inside setup player input component. We need to override it, so void a boss actor set player input component. We need to override it, which requires two parameters. It requires a input component parameter, which is called player input component, and then a super setup player input component. Okay, player input component with an arrow operator bind axis move forward. This a boss actor move forward. Player input move component, which is going to be pointing towards my bind axis, move right. This a boss actor move right. Unreal calls this automatically for actors that receive input. Move forward and move right are the functions you just declared. Implement functions in C++. Void a boss actor move forward floating point value. F vector new location get location. New location is going to increase by my value, which multiplies by my move speed. Get world, which is going to be pointing towards my get delta sounds. Set actor location. Okay. Void a boss actor move right. Floating point value. F vector new location get actor location. Set location. Oh, I see. One is for move forward, one is for move right. Okay, so get world pointing towards get delta seconds equals to make movement frame rate independent. Value comes from input keys. Bind keys in project settings. Open edit project settings. Input under axis mapping. Move forward. W equals to 1. S equals to -1. Move right. D equals to 1. A equals to -1. I see. Okay, I'm a plugin developer. That actually sounds kind of cool. Okay, it doesn't work with pixels. It works with centimeters. I see. Okay, you can even set camera locations. I might actually try that. That said, okay, so once it's done, tick movement can be removed or disabled. Okay, perfect. Let me say something like, I see ... That said, I did not understand much at all from the reference code. Maybe can you explain it again in a bit detail ? Let's go with something like detail, because I honestly have never heard of most of the functions that we use, and also when we use the two colons. Okay, get ready to break a couple of stuff, as this way GPT's teaching is very questionable and you'll be better off using the dogs. But hey, I know you just ignore this advice and follow your sensei's word. Okay guys, I did want to actually use the dogs. I keep forgetting that. Let me actually check that. Let me say something like, say, also, is this part in docs? Is this part in the docs ? Because I do want to learn how to read and use it. Maybe can I get a link to the docs with this section to it ? Honestly, I feel like the docs would do a lot here, because like Unreal has like a lot of docs, and I feel it is like a pretty old stuff. That said, yes, there are official Unreal Engine docs that can cover input systems you're using, and it's smart to read them so you can learn how to use engine instead of copying code only. Here, documented resources, you'll want to bookmark and read official Unreal documentation, General C and Input Unreal Engine 5.7 documentation. This is the master doc with all sections including C++ programming and gameplay systems. So let's go to this doc. Okay, let's see. So if I were to scroll all the way here, I see this doc here. Do I gotta like download it or something? What up guys, okay, I see documentation up here. Okay. Understand the basics, work with content. I think I should go with understand the basics. Okay, installing Unreal Engine of foundational knowledge, become familiar type stuff, tools and editors, Unreal Engine terminology. Is this how you guys use docs? Content browser. Okay, there we go. So project, an Unreal Engine 5 holds all the concepts of your game. It contains a number of folders on your disk such as blueprints and materials. You can name the you can name and organize folders inside a project however you wish. The content browser panel inside the Unreal editor shows the same directory structure found in the projects folder on your disk. I see. Every project has a U project file associated with it. The U project file is how you create objects or save projects. You can create any number of different projects and work with them in parallel. I see. Okay, gotta go to learn section. Okay, maybe I go back here to this is foundations, that is content browser, customizing Unreal Engine, workflow. I see levels, I see assets. Is there a learn section somewhere here? Playing with simulation, building your application. Oh, I see learning, there we go. Okay, there are like a bunch of tutorials here about the learn section, but I don't think I want to like see those tutorials on stream, guys. Learning, documentations, forums, there we go. Understand basics, work with content, building, creating, Okay, is there like a learn section here? So let's see. So I see developer forms, learning library. I see learning library. On the side, there's a learning section. Honestly, I do like see the learning section, but I just see videos there. Like I don't see anything to like read. Like right here, I just see videos. Okay, maximum conversations. There are a lot of videos up here, guys. It's going to be really fun to actually... There are 6,000 videos. Okay, gameplay tutorials, blueprint visuals, gameplay systems, mobile development. Okay, what part should I read? What up, guys? Under this, there was like another link. Setting up user inputs. Let's go to this link. There we go. So now to set up user inputs in this tutorial, you'll create character and set it to set it to receive input. Then assign the character to game mode so that it is the default pawn during gameplay. After you create your character, you'll define how it reacts to the player input. Project setup. So let me just scroll in a bit. So create a new game black C++ project, did that stuff. Okay, action and axis mapping setup. Hello, Hiding Rider, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's it. Let me actually check something real quick. Okay, there we go. Just had to check if I'm still audible. Okay, what doing today? Honestly, I'm working. I'm like trying to read these Unreal documentation to actually understand how it works as well, because I feel like the docs might be important too. Action and axis mapping setup. Defining input is done through user define bindings of action and axis mapping. Both mapping provides a mechanism to conveniently map keys and access to inputs behaviors by inserting a layer of indirection between the input behavior and the key that invoke it. Action mapping are the 4 key presses and releases, while axis mapping allows inputs that have a continuous range. Once you have defined your mapping, you can then bind them to behavior and blueprints in C++. I see. So I gotta go ahead and click add to the next action mapping. Okay, let's see. And then I go here, spacebar. Navigate the axis mapping, click add, create following. I mean, I think I actually see name your character. Okay, example. Let's see. Ta-ta. And then this is where the coding part comes. In your code editor, navigate example character.h class defines, declare the following U property, E default only, blueprint only, and then category components. And then you gotta create a class called uSpring arm component called camera boom. And then I gotta go ahead and add U property, edit only, and then this is follow camera. I might copy this real quick. Okay, copy snippet, 6 lines of code. Let's go ahead and copy that part. Now let's scroll all the way down. Navigate example character.c++, add the following libraries to it. Okay, include line. Let me actually go ahead and paste this here. Let me go ahead and paste that here. Okay, so I have U properties here. So let's go ahead and delete this part. Okay, I'm assuming I wouldn't need my mesh in this case. Let's remove my mesh from here. And then let's open my docs again. It says navigate your example character.c++. I gotta go ahead and copy these 2 lines of code. And then I gotta go ahead and include this. Okay, next implement the following in the constructor. So a example character, I gotta implement all this to expand code. Okay, so it is a tiny 17 lines code. That said, if I go to my C++, let me go ahead and remove these things from here. So let's go ahead and remove this from here as well. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and include my game framework and also my camera/camera components as header files. Okay, but I do want to like actually write this stuff as well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and copy the stuff, initialize camera, do all that stuff, copy this. This is not for actor, but for character. Both are different. Wait, isn't my actor the same as my character? Because I thought everything is like an actor and like... Wait, it actually makes sense in that case. I'm going for actor. Create the action slash... Create the action. Okay, wait. Finished code. Okay, so this is going to be... I might actually try the finished code first. I want to see if it works. Let's copy this. Okay, and then there's going to be one more. Okay, so this is going to be for my header files. Let's go with Control A, Control. Whoops. Let's get this back here. Whoops. Let's get my docs back up here. Let's copy 37 lines of code. Let's go with Control A, Control V. Okay, and then include example character generated H, which in this case is going to be my boss actor. There we go. That is going to be boss actor. I gotta change my actor by my character. Let's go with something like Control H. I want to change my example character, so I'm going to copy this. Okay, hold up guys, let's go ahead and copy my example character. I want to change that with my boss actor, so I'm going to go with something like boss actor. Then I go ahead and change all. Okay, boss actor. Wait, this is character, and when you make a new C++ code, it asks you if it's an actor or character or pawn. Oh, I see. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, I did actually create an actor and not a character. You can't do this directly. Guys, it actually makes sense. I think I understand what you mean. So if I go to something like tools and then I go ahead and create a new class, it says non-character pawn actor. I gotta create a character. Okay, maybe I could like watch a few tutorials right now because I feel like I understand the dog, but it's kind of vague in a way too. You need to use Unreal Editor to make a new character. I could actually try that, but I might actually watch a few YouTube tutorials right now and like maybe I could like end the stream, watch a few tutorials, and then come back next stream once I actually know something, because I think the docs is actually useful, but I want to like actually see an explanation too for this stuff because I haven't like heard half the code from here. So I gotta go ahead and write that part as well. That's let me actually get some say/ChatGPT here. Before that, I want to bookmark this because I might actually read this off stream too. Okay, usually I prefer doing this thing off stream, but I feel it's going to be like a waste of time if I like actually work on this on stream right now. That said, let me say something like so let's set that. Let's say something like I see ... I will be watching tutorials and reading the docs off stream. but I might end the stream right now. So before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Okay, I thought that I was actually going to do a bit more and add my user inputs and everything as well, but I feel like instead of creating an actor, I might actually create a character from next stream onwards, if that makes any sense, guys. That's it. Listen up, peeps, guys. Peeps is kind of crazy. Your people here is diving into Unreal Engine C++ today, learning how to move a boss mesh master input, take tackle code that actually works. Remember this, a master isn't born from ease. They're forced in the chaos of failing and trying again. Said by Vivek's sensei. Okay, so keep your eyes on stream, cheer for the struggle, and know that what looks impossible now will be pure power tomorrow. Okay, now go people, study hard, come back stronger, and don't let your code laugh at you. That's it, let's go to my main camera. Alright guys, so basically, did I actually go to my... Let me go to my main camera right here as well. What up guys? Okay, I don't think in my vertical stream I went to my main camera. Let me go to my gameplay screen. Huh. Guys, is my vertical stream frozen or something? Okay, I don't think it's actually frozen. For some reason, my OBS, it shows like my vertical stream is frozen up here. Like, I just see this part. Okay, maybe it's just a bug, guys. Let's go to my main camera again. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. That's it. If you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like it helps my algorithm, sharing makes you smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. That's it guys, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram as well if I meet the followers a requirement. So if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description. And also join the Discord server. That's where I usually talk to you guys, chat with you guys, and also give you guys the roadmap for C++ or Python or any of the languages in general that I've learned. That said, what you may call that, I do appreciate you guys so much for like 100 members in Discord. The link will be in the description as well. That said, I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace. Okay, now I gotta go ahead and watch a few tutorials.